Rubrics. Are they really the be-all, end-all for an easy-to-follow assessment? We would like to argue that they are a great resource when properly used. Firstly, the Saskatchewan curriculum defines rubrics as a set of criteria that describes student performance at various levels of proficiency.
According to Andrade,
rubrics are a good tool to keep teachers honest and transparent. She says, and I quote, "Rubrics keep me fair and unbiased. In addition, the main function of rubrics is to allow you to match the performance to a description rather than immediately judge it. The rubric description is the bridge between what you can see, the student work, the evidence, and the judgment of learning." End quote. Some districts, as seen in the Southeast School Division, use outcome-based assessment and do not provide numerical grades to students. This has even been extended to the K-12 classrooms. An absence of numerical or letter grades. Therefore, a rubric gives the student the feedback on where they are at, and more importantly, if they're meeting expectations or not yet meeting expectations. When rubrics are used properly, they can be used to judge the degree of understanding or proficiency in relation to student products or presentations. They can also be used as a tool to measure students' performance, as well as strengths and weaknesses. This helps students see what they need to improve on, according to Pauline Dickinson and Jeffrey Adams.
However, there are some disadvantages of rubrics that need to be identified. A potential drawback of rubrics, according to Philip Dawson, is that they can be seen as a secret scoring sheet held by the teacher and only revealed after the student has been marked. While this is a valid point, if students are not given the rubric alongside the assigned work, the rubric can become a tool that students can use to improve their understanding. Marby and Messick, as quoted by Johnson, question if rubrics provided in advance may actually prevent student creativity. To avoid this, Wiggins emphasizes that rubrics should not restrict the format nor the method, but give guidance to what the student should be working towards. Johnson also states that students that are motivated by grades will turn in work that aligns closely with the rubric. However, students that take risks or use creative methods when producing their work may not score as highly, even though their work could still be considered high quality and meet many of the Saskatchewan outcomes. While there are disadvantages, there are a lot more positives than negatives. Firstly, Southeast Cornerstone School Division discusses how rubrics help students have a better chance at hitting the target as long as it is clearly defined for all to see. One method they suggest to accomplish this is by the use of rubrics. According to Panadero and Johnson, rubrics offer a formative assessment tool that can be used not only by the teacher, but by the students as well to inform students about their progress and aid them in their development. Stonechild also talks about how circular rubrics and holistic assessment offer a more participatory approach and provide a forum for the students, parents, and teachers. Stonechild also mentions that descriptive feedback is sometimes too time-consuming for teachers. Circle rubrics may be a way of providing relevant feedback to the student. Circle rubrics also offer a visual representation of students' understanding, and it is accessible for students that might not be able to grasp a traditional rubric.
In conclusion, rubrics should be co-constructed with students and written in student-friendly language. When students are encouraged to brainstorm criteria for their own work,
Andrade
claims that students will understand the assignment expectation on a much deeper level. However, teachers should also make sure students know how and to understand the outcome and standards against which they will be assessed. Assessment should also include descriptive feedback and ways in which the student can better meet outcomes. We would argue that rubrics alone are not adequate for communicating achievement to students. Therefore, rubrics are a valid assessment tool. They are not only method or tool to be used to assess students. According to Cooper, observation should be seen as a valid component of assessment. Through discussion with the student, observation can assess the teacher in assigning a grade that is an accurate snapshot of the student's understanding.
Overall, rubrics can allow for creativity as long as the students understand the expectations, teachers are flexible in grading, teachers use examples as well as anchors to show that there are many ways to approach the same tasks. In addition, rubrics also help to improve students' performance through providing transparency in how the assessment will occur, which in turn may reduce student anxiety, improve student self-efficacy, and support student self-regulation.